What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. So today, we're going to talk about racism. No, we're not talking about racism. We're going to talk about stereotypes and why they're funny. But I am going to tell you the definition of racism, prejudice, and a stereotype, according to the Webster Dictionary. So, the big thing in today's episode is going to be why it's funny. Why stereotypes are funny. Because racism isn't funny. Racism is when you think you're better than somebody else because of your race. That's like the fast definition of it. And prejudice is when you have an opinion of somebody before you know them, by looking at them, or by looking at the color of their skin, or looking at their culture, which that's wrong too. But sometimes someone looks like a scumbag, chances are they're a scumbag. But someone can be dressed nice, they can be dressed sharp, and they're still a scumbag. So that's why prejudice gets debunked too. But stereotypes are funny to me because my name is Luigi. Right away, everybody thinks I know how to cook because I have an Italian name. Or they think I know how to speak Italian, but I don't. So I can cook, but not like these crazy Italian meals that you could think of that my mom can cook or other members of my family. So that's a stereotype. Or you got like, they think that I could, what's another thing? So another Italian stereotype that they always assume or accuse me of is being in the mob or my family being in the mob, which it's stupid, but it can be funny if someone's delivering correctly. And it is sometimes true. So it is a stereotype. It's not true for me, but sometimes it is true for people that are Italian. I can't think of anything right now, but the cooking thing is the biggest part of it. I think I could cook or speak Italian. My name is Luigi. Give me a fucking break. But my point of this podcast is, we make fun of each other for our stereotypes. And people need to take themselves a little bit less serious pertaining to that, because not everything is racist. It's not. Especially, I'm not telling you to go and make jokes, stereotypical jokes in front of people that are other races, and then you get your ass kicked because you don't know how to read the room, or you don't know how to say things to your buddies. But there's a fine line. And that's why comedians are professionals at it, because they know how to explain things a certain way, a point of view a certain way to come off funny, and they make you think about it in a certain way. But for instance, in my firehouse, we all joke around about our stereotypes. People will be like, "Oh, Luigi, excuse me, where's Mario?" Or that's the dumbest fucking joke ever. But yeah, I'm like, okay. Or they're like, "Oh, you know how to make pasta? Oh, you stupid Italian, you can't even make pasta." It's like, that's a stereotype, big time. Not racist, but it's a stereotype because they don't think that they're better than me. They don't hate me for my race. They just think that I'm Italian, or they know I'm Italian and they think I know how to make pasta. But, it's a fine line, but at the same time, it's not. It's just you have to know your crowd that you're joking with, because you're not going to say it to somebody that you don't know. Unless you're pretending like you're a comedian, but you're saying it to a crowd that's there to laugh. And you're going to laugh at yourself. You're going to laugh at your stereotypes. So, pertaining to me in my life, with my buddies, we joke around about our stereotypes all the time. It's hilarious because stereotypes are sometimes true. Again, it's not racist. It's not prejudiced, because you don't hate that person. It's a stereotype that you're making a joke about. And people need to fucking lighten up, because I got buddies that, that we joke around with. And let me see what I wrote here. Nothing pertaining. This is just definitions of racist prejudice and stereotypes. So it's really nothing important as far as like my notes. But for example, one of my buddies, they'll make fun of me how I'm greasy or I'm oily, or whenever I eat a lot of garlic. It is kind of true. I eat a lot of garlic, and not all Italians are greasy. I'm a little greasy. Yeah, my face can be greasy sometimes, but that's funny. And facts don't have feelings, you know? So it's like, learn to embrace your physical traits and learn to joke about them. It make life a lot easier on you. If you got fucked up ears or a fucked up eye, I've had a fucked up eye for years, man. People make fun of my eye. And then I got it fixed because it was kind of messing with my life, physical abilities. And I got it fixed and everything works now. Thank God. So what I'm really getting at is own your stereotypes and lighten up. Because, like, for instance, one of my buddies will call me. He'll be like, yeah, your new name is Johnny Oils. Come on. Like, he's going to call me Johnny Oils because I'm a greasy Italian. Or the other motherfucker will tell me, oh yeah, when I'm talking about garlic, oh yeah, he starts saying garlic and he thinks he's back in New York and he's putting garlic on everything. You know, it's like, fuck, man. But it's funny because then I'll tell him, hey, why don't you go fucking eat a pastelito or something because he's Cuban. Or we got our other buddy who's black and we'll be like, yeah, no, he just wants to eat collard greens. So it's like, dude, it's funny, you know? Spanish people, in particular, my buddies that are Cuban, that's the people who I hang out with. Rice and beans, fucking tostones, what else? What do you got? Chicharrones, Cuban coffee, cafecito, you know? So come on. And we all joke around about shit like that. But, you know, you have to know your room, know your crowd, know your friends, what they're going to get offended by, and don't just go up and say it to random people, but lighten up, man. That's the whole point of this podcast, because anybody that's ever made fun of me about Italian shit, unless I don't fucking know you and then you're trying to insult me, that's a different story. But that's like anything. Someone's calling you a piece of shit that doesn't know you. So you can't even base it on knowing somebody or not, you know, because if they're trying to insult you, you could feel it. You know, if somebody is trying to get under your skin, you're going to know the difference between getting the insult or your buddy joking around with you. But then again, if it's a random person trying to joke around you about the stereotype, then you kind of got to check them. Because I had some guy call me a guinea one time that I was kind of friends with. And I was like, hey, bro, I don't know you like that, so maybe you shouldn't say that. All right? But I'm not going to go and whoop his ass just for that. I'll explain it to him. But then if he doesn't get it, then it's a different story. Because then one guy did call me a guinea, and he was my friend, but he kind of wasn't my friend. I kind of knew him in high school, and then I smacked him. He's like, oh, you're a fucking guinea. And then I smacked him. And then he understood. Don't smack people. But if you explain it to them the first time, and they still do it again, then maybe, you know, it calls for it. But still, don't raise your hands at somebody. Read the room, know the situation. But the whole point of this is to lighten up, you know? What do you think, Case? Case? My wife, I thought she walked in. I thought she was listening. So we got Johnny Oils. They call me Johnny Oils sometimes. I've been called a guinea fuck, joking around. I mean, again, that's funny. A wop is, that's borderline, you know, because that's kind of insulting. Like, wop is like you're really trying to dig at them, you know? So I'm not all about the words, like the negative, like the insulting words, but the stereotypes make me laugh. Speaking of stereotypes, I remember this commercial, a ragu commercial of, I don't know if it was ragu or prego, where all of these Italian grandmothers are doing cartwheels down a hill, you know, with their house dresses on. And however, I mean, That's pretty fucking stereotypical that all the Italian grandmothers dress like that. And they're all doing cartwheels down the hill because they're happy about the sauce that they don't have to make or some shit. So, it's funny though, you know? Like, it's weird when people get offended about stereotypes when in reality they're probably laughing on the inside about it. Because sometimes stereotypes are true. And a lot of the times they're funny, you know, because Italians do eat pasta. We do eat lasagna. We do love pizza. So when someone's like, oh, you eat pizza? Oh, you make a pizza? You know, I'm just like, it's not funny, but I'm not offended because it is true. But like, I've had idiots that I work with that I don't know that I work with that'll be like, oh, why don't you make a pizza? Or shit like that. But it's like, I'm not going to get offended by that. It's just, you know, lighten up, man. Stereotypes are funny sometimes. Especially when the person can deliver a joke. You know? Like when someone can really make fun of your culture with the truth behind your culture, that's funny as shit. All right? And it takes skill. That's why comedians are pros at it. And especially, and it's also, I mean, yes, it takes skill with a comedian, but if your buddy knows how to do it because he's around your family and he's been around your culture and they can make fun of it, that's funny as well. Like my buddies would be like, they know my mom, and my mom, if I eat anything out, when I was younger, if I ate anything outside of my house, my mom would get fucking pissed. All right. And so my buddies would be like, they would make fun of me, you know, about that. And that's a funny thing because they never heard of that. It's like their moms would be like, yeah, go eat whatever. I don't have to cook for you. Fuck it. You know, these are my white friends. And I consider myself white. I don't know, like, I guess I'm tan, but on paper, there's black, Hispanic, Asian. There isn't Italian. It's white. So I'm white. So my buddies that are not Italian, that are considered white, would be like, what? Why does your mom get mad at you if you eat something at someone else's house? And I know I'm not the only Italian kid that it's happened to. So, again, facts don't have feelings. And just some things are funny. So lighten up, motherfuckers. That's it, man. That's all I got. I wanted to keep it light and short today. Done deal, baby. Enjoy the show, guys. Take care.